Millionaires don't just read more. They read different. The books wealthy people obsess over are not the books schools recommend. They're not on bestseller lists. They're the books that rewire how you think about money, success, and power. In this video, I'll reveal the 7 books that every millionaire I know has read. The books that changed everything. This is what rich people read. And this is what separates them from everyone else. Here's what most people don't understand. Rich people treat books like investments. They don't read for entertainment. They read for ROI, return on investment. Every book is a potential $1 million insight. One idea can change your trajectory. One strategy can 10x your income. One mindset shift can unlock a decade of wealth. That's why millionaires read obsessively. Not because they're bored, but because knowledge compounds faster than money. And the right book at the right time is worth more than a college degree. Book number 1, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is the Bible of wealth building. Written in 1937 after Hill studied 500 millionaires for 20 years. This book reveals the 13 principles every wealthy person follows. Desire, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, the mastermind, the mystery of sex transmutation, the subconscious mind, the brain, and the sixth sense. Every millionaire I know has read this book at least twice. Some read it every year because the principles are timeless. This isn't theory. This is the formula. The exact blueprint that created Rockefeller, Carnegie, Ford, and Edison. Here's what this book teaches. Wealth starts in the mind, not in the bank account. You must develop a burning desire for wealth, not a wish, not a hope. A burning, obsessive, all-consuming desire. Then you must have faith that you will achieve it. Not belief. Faith. The kind of certainty that moves you to action even when logic says stop. This book rewires your psychology. It shows you that wealth is not luck. It's not privilege. It's a formula, and anyone who applies the formula gets the result. That's why millionaires read this first, because it sets the foundation. Everything else builds on this. Book number 2, The Millionaire Fastlane by DeMarco. This book destroys everything you were taught about wealth. No more save for 40 years and retire broke. No more slow lane investing. DeMarco shows you the fast lane, the path to wealth in years, not decades. He breaks down the 3 roads, the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. Sidewalk people live paycheck to paycheck. No plan, no discipline, no future. Slow lane people save, invest, work hard, and retire at 65 with just enough. Fast lane people build businesses that scale, create leverage, generate wealth quickly, and retire young. Here's the key insight. Time is not abundant. You can't get rich slowly and enjoy it. The slow lane steals your youth. You work 40 years, retire at 65, and have 10 good years left. That's not freedom. That's a scam. DeMarco shows you how to compress time, how to build wealth in 5 to 10 years instead of 40, through entrepreneurship, through systems, through leverage. This book is controversial. It challenges the conventional wisdom. And that's why millionaires love it. Because conventional wisdom keeps people poor. Fast lane thinking creates millionaires. If you're tired of the slow grind, read this book. It will change everything. Book number 3, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. Written in 1926, but still the best book on money fundamentals. Told through parables set in ancient Babylon, this book teaches timeless principles. Pay yourself first. Live below your means. Invest wisely. Avoid get-rich-quick schemes. Seek wise counsel. Own your home. Ensure your future. This sounds simple, but most people ignore these basics. And that's why they stay broke. Millionaires master the basics first. They pay themselves first, automatically, before anything else. 10 to 20% of every dollar goes to investments, not after bills. The 4 bills. Here's what this book hammers home. Wealth is a habit, not an event. You don't get rich from one big win. You get rich from consistent, disciplined, boring habits repeated over time. Save, invest, compound, repeat. For years, for decades. This is not sexy. This is not exciting, but it works. And millionaires know it. They don't chase lottery tickets. They build empires one brick at a time. This book is short. You can read it in 2 hours. But the principles will make you rich if you apply them. That's why every millionaire recommends it. Because fundamentals matter more than tactics. Book number 4. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This is the newest book on this list. Published in 2020 and already a classic. Housel breaks down 19 short stories that reveal how people think about money and why smart people make dumb financial decisions. The book's core message: doing well with money has little to do with intelligence and everything to do with behavior. You can be a genius and be broke. You can be average and be wealthy. The difference? Behavior, discipline, patience, emotional control. Millionaires understand this. They don't outsmart the market. They outbehave everyone else. Here's the most powerful chapter. Wealth is what you don't see. The cars you didn't buy. The upgrades you didn't make. The lifestyle you didn't inflate. Rich people look poor because they're building wealth invisibly. Broke people look rich because they're spending everything on appearances. This book rewires how you see money. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep, how much you invest, how much compounds. Millionaires read this and see themselves because they've lived these principles. If you want to understand the psychology behind wealth, this is the book. It's not about numbers. It's about mindset. Book number 5. 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. This is for builders, entrepreneurs, people who want to create something from nothing. Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal, breaks down how to build businesses that dominate. The key insight: competition is for losers. If you're competing, you're in a crowded market fighting for scraps. Millionaires don't compete. They create monopolies. They build something so unique, so valuable, that they have no competition. That's 0 to 1. Going from nothing to something that didn't exist before. Not 1 to N. Not copying what already works, but creating what doesn't exist. Here's what this book teaches. Ask yourself, what valuable company is nobody building? What problem is unsolved? What future do you see that no one else sees? Then build that. Millionaires don't follow trends. They create them. They don't join crowded markets. They invent new ones. This requires contrarian thinking, courage, vision, but the rewards are unlimited. Because monopolies print money. If you're an entrepreneur, this book is essential. It will change how you see business, how you see competition, how you see opportunity. Read it. Then build something nobody else is building. Book number 6. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. This book is about resilience, about turning problems into advantages. Based on Stoic philosophy, Holiday shows how every obstacle contains an opportunity. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Millionaires face the same challenges as everyone else: failure, rejection, loss, but they respond differently. They don't see obstacles as stop signs. They see them as redirections, opportunities, lessons. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the mindset of millionaires. Here's the framework: perception, action, will. When you face an obstacle, first control your perception. See it clearly, without emotion, without drama, just facts. Then take action. Do something, anything. Movement creates momentum. Finally, cultivate will, the inner strength to endure, to persist, to keep going when others quit. Millionaires have this. It's not that they don't face obstacles. They just refuse to let obstacles stop them. This book builds mental toughness, resilience, the ability to turn any situation into an advantage. If you're facing challenges, read this. It will change how you see problems and how you overcome them. Book number 7, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is the most practical book on this list. Clear breaks down how to build habits that stick and how habits compound into extraordinary results. His core message: you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Millionaires understand this. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems, automated habits, routines, processes, because systems produce results. Motivation is temporary. Systems are permanent. If you want to build wealth, you need wealth-building habits. And this book shows you how to install them. Here's the framework. Make it obvious. Make it attractive. Make it easy. Make it satisfying. If you want to save money, automate the transfer. Make it obvious. Make it easy. If you want to read more, put books everywhere. Make it attractive. Make it obvious. Tiny changes compound into massive results. 1% better every day equals 37 times better in a year. That's compound growth. Millionaires live this. They optimize their habits, their routines, their environment, not for perfection, for progress. This book is a manual for building the life you want. Read it, apply it, watch your life transform. Here's the truth. These 7 books contain more wealth-building wisdom than 4 years of college. Think and Grow Rich for mindset. Millionaire Fastlane for strategy. Richest Man in Babylon for fundamentals. Psychology of Money for behavior. 0 to 1 for entrepreneurship. The Obstacle is the Way for resilience. Atomic Habits for systems. Read these 7 books. Not once, multiple times. Take notes, apply the lessons, and watch what happens. Because the right knowledge at the right time is worth millions. Millionaires know this. That's why they read. That's why they learn. That's why they win. Your challenge: pick one book from this list. Buy it today. Read it this week. Then apply one lesson immediately. Don't just consume, execute. Because knowledge without action is worthless. But knowledge with action is wealth. Next week, I'll show you how millionaires invest their first $10,000 versus their first $100,000 versus their first $1,000,000. The strategy changes at each level, and knowing the difference is critical. If this video added value, subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to read these books. And remember, rich people don't just read more, they read different. Welcome to Wealth Systems.